Hello!
Hello!
Happy 2020. Hope everyone's doing good. How are you doing?
Okay.
Doing good?
Yeah, it's been busy even though the year just started.
Yeah, for sure. I think we had a pretty good 2021.
Mm-hmm.
If I do say so myself.
Lots of good animation.
Yeah. But before we get into that, we just like to talk about the Rawhide figure produced by Chris Suriotis. Will be shipping sometime this month, I believe.
Woo! That's like a very long process for Chris. Has been really working hard to get these figures done, and it's all done by him, and so time consuming, but he's doing such a great job with every aspect of it.
Yeah, it's really been more of his project, and he's been really passionate about it, and we think the final product looks awesome, and we think that everybody who bought one will love it. Early bird customers will receive a special postcard signed by Chris, Tara, and myself. Also, the LGG art book will be finished this year. Those will be sent out to the Kickstarter folks who donated to that tier, and we'll also have some available for sale for the people who want one. If you join our Patreon, we'll be showing off lots of previews to the art book.
Mm-hmm. And I think we'll have something in the store, if we do make a store, of just extra stuff that we do have of Gulch that might be fun to get rid of and give to the people who support us.
Yes. So the reason we're here is because Gone Gulch is 1 year old.
That's insane. I can't believe that. It felt like we just made that.
It's been with us for so long, and after it was finished, it was just kind of a weird thing. It was like, should we be working on Gulch? It's like, oh, it's finished. We feel extremely grateful for all of you who have watched it and
continue to watch it
and are into it. I guess right now it's,
still in limbo.
It's still in limbo. We're showing it around.
It takes a long time process for doing any of this, so bear with us while we negotiate and talk to people and make sure we can do what we want to do.
I'm not sure if you will see any Gulch this year, but never say never.
We do have so many ideas for Gulch that we want to bring to fruition, but
And for sure, it's the number one thing that we would like to be working on. Please keep in mind that
it's just us two.
It's just us two, and we're not a big company. It would be a lot of work.
Especially for what we want to do with it. But in the meantime, we have a ton of other ideas that have been brewing for a while that we're excited to showcase, hopefully this year.
Yes. So I think this will be mostly a year of experimentation for us, and kind of playing around with some ideas we've been wanting to do. Mm-hmm. So we're very excited about that. But Tara, I would like to ask you regarding Gone Gulch, the pilot. 1 year later, how do you feel about making a pilot and releasing it?
It does feel weird not working on it after this whole time. Every single night after work, we would be doing like another 4 or 5 hours. But with just thinking about the show itself, it's still amazing to me that we even accomplished what we did with the amount that we had, and the amount of people we had still is overwhelming, and the support is overwhelming.
I agree. I think it was definitely something that helped us both in our careers and art-wise. And just great to work with all these people, some of whom were our friends already, and the others, we met through this, and everyone was so great, and some of them we are working with on other things. Mm-hmm. It was just awesome, For me, it was about all the great people.
Pretty much, yeah. I just loved getting to work with people who were excited to work with us, and seeing everyone's amazing stuff shine through is a really big highlight for me.
So what would you say is one of your favorite moments from the pilot, if you can name a few?
Just seeing the development of just how the characters are on screen from what we had originally is really fun to see again. Just every little interaction between Snag and Rawhide, and all the characters are exactly how I envisioned, but even better. I'm like so happy to see those moments, and those quiet moments and the moments that have no dialogue. Just makes me happy that it all just came on screen, and every scene has like a moment that I really love, so I don't know what my favorites are. I'm not one to choose favorites, so that's going to be up to you.
Well, we hadn't watched it since it came out. I mean, being something that we made with a bunch of people, it's kind of like, well, we don't need to
keep watching
it because it's done and we
were
made
making
it.
Other things, and we're moving on to the next thing, so we didn't.
Yeah, just for the sake of the anniversary, we rewatched it, and I know you definitely love the graveyard scene with Rawhide when she with the sad lullaby version of the theme.
I love that.
That Dom did.
He did such a great job with that theme. Just seeing that segment makes me excited to do more, because there's so much undertone of stuff that I want to do based off of that scene that we kind of just sprinkled in, but we didn't want to have an exposition bomb, so that was like one of the moments where we kind of wanted to show it, but not all the way. And I just, in my mind when I watch it, I'm like, this is the scene where there's so much more to it than one leads to. So I really love that scene, even though it's quiet and there's no dialogue.
That was something that we knew we wanted going into this. Was we definitely wanted some scenes without dialogue, whether they're quiet scenes or just scenes where the characters are kind of, where you can see what they're doing without hearing them explain it. So rewatching it, there's lots, we just remembered there was lots of those moments in there. A scene that I really love is when Snag goes to get his comb and Mako's there in the office and they've taken over, and I just love those colors, and I really enjoy villains. Kind of that scene where the villain comes back and he's kind of in charge was something really exciting
also, I feel
to work on.
Everyone forgot about Mako at that point in the episode, so it's kind of funny to just see him again after the first scene of the pilot.
It's like, oh yay, Mako's back, hooray.
And he would definitely be back. Everyone still asks us, is he dead? It's no.
Is Mako dead? No. Watch the credits. You guys please watch the credits.
Yeah. A lot of people do not watch the credits, but he does not die. He will be a recurring character if we did more. He's one of our favorites, so.
Yes. So another thing I wanted to ask you was, what have you learned from doing this?
I learned a lot. I learned how to be in charge of a handful of people and make sure everyone's happy on the production, and storytelling. I feel like we got better at storytelling. Oh yeah,
that's definitely a big thing.
I see things way more different when I work now than I did before we started this whole pilot, but it's just a team effort. Everything you do, everyone else has to be on board and know what you want, and you have to tell them what you want, but they also have to be like excited to work on it. So it's a lot of handle, but it's fun, and it just makes the collaboration so much more rewarding in the end when it comes together.
Yeah, I agree. Definitely learning about how to direct people. One thing that I always hear when I read about directing advice is you have to know exactly what you want, and you have to dictate that clearly to the crew. And working with Dom was just so great, and
he killed it. I love
that's still one
every song.
I know, we've probably said it a whole bunch, but what an absolute dream to work with Dom, and to just work with music in that way was just so cool.
Same with the writing, like working with Carl and Megan.
Oh, for sure.
Snappy writing is still really funny after a year. Like, I still laugh at certain scenes.
For sure. Both of them, incredible to work with them. They're both amazing talents. We love them so much. We love everybody who worked on the pilot.
Yeah.
So 2021 in general, I think was pretty great year for us, creatively, career-wise. Something really cool happened for you.
Oh.
Would you like to talk about your new job?
Yeah. One of the things that was very exciting about making Gulch is that a lot of people got to see it. And because a lot of people got to see it, I got more opportunities. Led me to my next job. Phil Lord and Chris Miller and the people at Clone High wanted me on to art direct.
It's amazing. How is being an art director been so far?
It feels kind of the same as Gulch was, where I'm in charge of a bunch of teams again. But this time it's just, there's more of a deadline. There's more people to talk to and the paperwork and stuff that I have to look over for the studio that we're shipping all the stuff to. So it's a little more hands-on than just us doing our own thing and having whatever deadline we need. But I adjusted pretty well to it, and I'm really enjoying the show, and it's super funny, and like, what can you expect from Chris and Phil? Like, their stuff's gonna be really funny and amazing, so...
We've loved everything they've done since, like, Cloudy to, like, Lego Movie.
Everything they do is different, and that's why I enjoy working with them so much, and they're very in tune with how things work in the industry and animation itself, so I'm really happy I get to work alongside them and make their vision what they want at the end, and I'm really happy with how it's turning out. I can't wait for the show to come out.
And you actually watched it when it was on the air.
I did. It was on television.
You and like four other people.
Yeah, me and 4 other people. I watched it on television when it came out just because I liked anything and wanted to consume anything that was animated.
Tara was such a TV kid, and like I thought I was a TV kid, but Tara will just come in with some obscure, like, have you seen this? Have you seen this? And I'll be like, what the heck? And then she'll show me, and I'll be like, I've never seen this. I have no idea what this is.
Yeah.
You also have another cool thing that you got to work on involving a certain cartoon band.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, so I got an email from the Gorillaz, and that was a big deal for me. I am absolutely in love with the band. I grew up with the band.
I mean, you guys know that we...
It's a big influence.
That we love Gorillaz.
Yeah.
I mean, everyone is just like, is Snag Murdoch's son?
Is it? Is Rawhide Doodle? It's like, no.
Yeah.
But we just are influenced very heavily on Gorillaz.
For sure. What is the thing you worked on with Gorillaz?
The very first collab art book that Jamie wanted to do for the 20th anniversary. He asked a few of his friends and people he always wanted to work with to do their take on the band too. It was surreal to get that email and have him say that he wanted me to do my take on the Gorillaz since I've drawn them in the past, but he liked those so much he wanted me to draw one for the book specifically, and I am very honored.
I can't wait for people to see your piece because it's really cool. There's lots of little details. It's really awesome.
Yeah, I try to put my Gorillaz nerdy knowledge into this piece since it is a 20th landmark for the band. I wanted to put all my little quirky little details in there that showcase my the love for all the stuff they've done over the years.
And when is the book supposed to come out?
The book will come out in spring of this year, 2022, and you can pre-order it now. I think it's available on Amazon and available on the Z Comics website. But yeah, I was very flattered and honored that Gorillaz and Jamie asked me to take part, so I can't wait.
That's a pretty good way to start off the year.
Oh yeah, totally.
We just like to kind of talk about some of the stuff we worked on, kind of a little reflective retrospect. One of the things we did was a Lupin the Third tribute for the
Monkey Punch's birthday, but also the 50th anniversary of the anime being released on television.
That's right, 1971. Part 1, the Green Jacket series. So we did this tribute. It's just kind of a short little thing of Lupin in Tara's style. He kind of goes through all of his jacket colors and then becomes the Monkey Punch version, which you have all the Monkey Punch mangas. They're right here. I can see them.
Yeah, I got a bunch of them. Yeah, I really wanted to always animate something for Lupin and the Monkey Punch style because I feel like there should be a show done in his style that's like exactly like the comics.
Yeah, there's that. We watched the Mankatsu. Was kind of that weird variety show based on some of his other comics that aren't Lupin, even though there's segments with Lupin in it. That was interesting. But what I liked is the way we did the kind of scratchy, kind of ink style in the animation. And that was really fun to do, the kind of sketchy boil lines type of thing.
When I ink traditionally, I use a Sharpie, and I do the scritchy kind of Monkey Punch inking, and I really wanted to do that animated and in the Monkey Punch way, because it still kind of looks like the way I do it, but in the style of Monkey Punch.
I was nervous if we could make it look like that, because Flash or Adobe Animate, whichever, it's the same, but it's very, very clean and smooth lines. So I was nervous if it would look like the way Terra inks or the way Monkey Punch inks. But in the end, I think it came out great, and that was a really awesome, fun thing to work on with you.
Yeah, I want to do an intro now of Lupin. A whole intro where
that would be cool.
We can actually like draw the other characters.
That would be really awesome. Something I did was I did a quick little Godzilla vs. Kong tribute in honor of the new movie that came out, which I bought a new TV to watch on HBO Max.
It's just
to watch that movie at home. One of the best decisions of my life, I think. I love this TV. Anyway.
We had a tiny TV for years, so that's why.
Yeah. I love this TV.
About it.
I just kind of thought, like, oh man, like a franchise that I love is kind of making a new version, because I love the old kaiju movies and the original King Kong, of course. I wanted to kind of pay tribute to the original King Kong vs. Godzilla, the 60s one, and the new one coming out. This is just a quick little loop.
What was cool is that didn't the people in charge of the movie contact you?
Yeah, Legendary sent me a message saying, "Hey, we love your GIF. Can we repost it and we'll give you credit?" And I was like, "Yeah, for sure." So that was really cool of them to reach out.
And it's kind of the same thing that happened to me with the Lupin, like the TMS.
Oh, right.
The TMS people are also talking to me right now.
And Crunchyroll posted about our Lupin tribute, which was really cool.
Yeah, that was pretty exciting.
Yeah, we're working on getting the Lupin tribute posted on the YouTube. Just have to do some sound effects and stuff. But that'll probably be on there too. So probably the last thing we did, which I'm actually extremely proud of, is Dark, Dark, Dark.
Yeah.
This was, first of all, for everybody that enjoyed it, thank you.
Yeah.
Because this was totally a very experimental type of short.
Yeah, but you just had to get it out of your system. Like, you created this so quickly and so fast that I'm surprised at how fast this came out. It looks so good.
Oh, well, so the story, I guess let's just talk a little bit, is the story behind it was like June or maybe July, and we were like...
Still waiting for, like, pitch people to get back to us. So we're like, what do we do in the meantime?
But I had the idea, let's try to do something for Halloween. How long do we have? Oh, we have 4 months. What can we do? Originally, I wanted to do some kind of music video, like a 1-minute music video, and maybe have Dom do like a funny Halloween song. Somehow I ended up thinking about this idea is kind of a retelling of kind of an old little kid's fable. The way I pictured it was, okay, it'll mostly be atmosphere, background, sound effects, more about what you don't see. I wrote it out, and I did like a quick storyboard, and I showed Tara to see if she thought that it was worth it. You liked it, I think.
I knew what it was going to be, and I understood it once I saw the animatic, and I was like, go for it.
Well, when I was trying to explain it to you, you were like...
I don't get it.
You're like, eh? I was like, yeah, there's no characters and there's no story, but it's like,
But once I saw the animatic, I was like, this is awesome. Make it right now. I'll help.
Getting that small crew together, which is even smaller than Gulch.
Oh, yeah.
Was really cool. A lot of people from Gulch and a lot of new people, which was great. For the voice, I had something in mind, but I was just going to maybe try to find someone on YouTube who does like those creepypasta readings or something, but I kind of thought like, you know what, let me try to reach out to someone. After we finished Gulch, we were rewatching a bunch of shows, and we rewatched Cowboy Bebop. Just loved Jet's voice, who was Bo Billingsley. And I was like, man, that guy has such a cool voice. He's so good. So I thought, let me try to reach out. Maybe he'll want to do this. It's only like a 5-minute thing, and luckily he wanted to do it, and that was super awesome.
And it went really, really well, and he got every single read. He gave us like so many reads, but the ones that he did were like spot on perfect.
I think he knew what it was, which was one of the things I was nervous about. But I think because we had the animatic, and in the animatic, I did the voice and pitched myself down, and it it sounded
it made
how
me
it
laugh.
did. Yeah.
I was like, this kind of.
But we showed that to Bo, and I think he understood it. He's like, oh, okay, it's kind of like a poem. But he was so nice, such a cool guy.
Super nice.
After he left, the engineer who was recording everything said, that guy's like the best actor I've seen come to the studio ever.
Which is amazing. He did such an amazing job.
I couldn't be more happy with how Dark turned out. We got to work with Trevor and Danielle again, who colored all of Long Gone Gulch. They painted all of the backgrounds. This one, I think, was more Danielle, because Trevor
was working on other things.
Trevor's working on other things. It's just incredible to me how, I showed them some concepts and some inspirational images, like, okay, I want this to be different than Gulch. This is how I want it to look. The first thing Danielle did was like, oh, nailed it. All right, let's just go with that. So yeah, it was just a very, very enjoyable small project to work on, and I couldn't be more pleased with how it turned out.
Yeah, for how short of amount of time you had, and just the deadline of 4 months, it came out it's a beautiful animated piece.
So, all right, let's get into the questions then. What genres do you plan on exploring in future projects? All of them?
Yeah, whatever we can experiment with.
Yeah, we want to experiment. We want to just keep trying different things. Long Gone Gulch is way different than Dark.
We don't want a specific style. We want to branch out to do more than just the comedy, television, kids show. We want to do other stuff too.
Exactly, yeah. Definitely more horror. We'll do some more comedy too, of course. Maybe, I don't know, maybe a drama. Maybe something sad. Make you cry. Will you be planning on making new characters, both good and bad, for LGG?
We have a lot of ideas for Gulch. So many, with so many new characters that we want to showcase.
Yes, you guys don't know how much stuff we have on in the vaults. Yeah, the back burners for Gulch, and we want to show it off when it's for something. We don't want to just be like,
here it is. Now you have to wait.
Here's a random villain that would be in Long Gone Gulch.
No, none of that.
There's plenty of other characters, plenty of cool villains that we have planned.
Yeah, we have so many ideas and episode ideas and new characters that we really want to showcase, but we just can't yet until we can.
So the next question is, what other indie animation channels are you a personal fan of? There's a few that we really like. We love Worthy Kids.
Oh, yeah.
He's great. He made a Rankin Bass looking 60s sci-fi cartoon that's completely all in Japanese.
Yeah.
And it's great. No studio ever would make that. But he made it, and it's great.
The people who worked on our show, Remus and Kiki, are one of my favorites.
Remus and Kiki, please look them up. They're another animation power couple.
Their stuff is just gorgeous, and everything they do is so original and fun, and that's what I'm all for, and I'm happy whenever they post anything new.
Yeah, they do a lot of bumpers for Adult Swim and a lot of commercials, and I really want them to make a pilot or an episode of something. Nick Cross just posted a new film.
It was gorgeous.
Called Leviathan. Nick Cross is great. You guys might know him from, he worked on Over the Garden Wall. He's worked on a lot of Cartoon Network shows.
I want to know how long that took to make, because it's like 2 minutes of gorgeous
please
eye candy.
Please look up Nick Cross's YouTube channel. He has so many really cool short films. And they're all kind of trippy and dark.
Yeah.
Which is
but
cool.
appealing and cute at the same time.
Yeah.
Right up her alley.
Let's see. Felix Cosgrove is really great.
Oh yeah, I love
Double King is like a masterpiece. Yeah, I just love his process. Kind of uses symbols, but everything looks so technical and methodical.
We just love original ideas. It's like, I don't know, it's hard to get your idea out there when it's an original thing instead of like a fan art. So whenever I do see it and it's amazing, I props to them because it's like such a hard feat to do.
Oh, we should give a shout out to PJ and Mr. Yes.
Oh yes, that just came out.
So if you all are a fan of Becky Prim by Carl Hadrika, go to his channel and there's a new cartoon called PJ and Mr. Yes, which was directed by Megan. And it's, I believe it's a little more of her project. It's a little more of her style, totally. Kind of that 50s advertising style, which is like, she does it so well. And I know both of them have an affinity for that kind of aesthetic.
And I remember just seeing bits and pieces when she would show us, but it's another thing where she also has a full-time job, so it took a while for them to like finish it, so it was so cool to finally see it done. And
it's based off that, because in Becky Prim they're supposed to be watching this, right? At the beginning, so
it's a little Becky Prim universe content there. It's like, here's a little bit of more Becky Prim in a different way.
Yeah.
But yeah, she did all that in like Storyboard Pro and After Effects.
Oh yeah.
Looks really great.
So check that out. Next question. Will you be willing to collab with other indie studios? I think for now we want to just kind of
be our own thing.
Yeah, we want
have our own identity.
We want to make, definitely kind of, for lack of better words, make our own brand, make our own catalog of stuff. Maybe if someone comes along and is like, hey, want to do this with us and it's cool, then maybe, but
we have to really like it and be gelled with whatever they're pitching to us.
Yeah, but right now we want to focus on just us. What are some of your favorite shows you've worked on? I think my most favorite thing I've worked on so far has been Victor Valentino, just because I think it's a show that I just really gelled with the material. I really gelled with everybody who worked on it. They've all become really great friends. It was kind of the one show that I was able to grow on. You know, they promoted me to director, and I couldn't be more thankful for that. Definitely Victor Valentino is my favorite show I've ever worked on. And then Long Gone Gulch too. But.
Yeah, Long Gone Gulch would be the first choice.
Yeah.
Well, I haven't worked on as many shows as you. It was fun to work on Unicorn with Gendy for a short time.
Oh, right.
That was a short time period, but it was very hard to work on, but very rewarding and fun, and getting to work directly with Gendy was fun. And getting to geek out with him with like art books and stuff was really cool.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, so doing that, but you already all know what my like main answer is. It's Mickey. Like I worked on that for like 8 years, and I adore my crew. We're all like super close friends now that I see all the time. And it's just so amazing to me that I get to work with the people I was inspired by as a kid, because I was a fanatic for Powerpuff and Samurai Jack and Dexter's Lab, so...
Paul Rudish, like, texts you pictures of his cat and stuff.
Yeah, I get random texts from Paul, and he'll be like, check out my cat. And I'm like, it's a nice cat. Looks cute. Or he'll just send me his D&D drawings. I had such a good experience on that show. It was my first TV show, and I learned... like so much from it. Like
I mean 8 years on it. Like,
I worked on it for 8 years, but I learned so much as a designer from Paul, but then learned so much from everybody when I started boarding and writing. So I learned from Derek with my writing, and like Eddie Trigueros and everyone was there to help me too, like Clay, and they would all give me like advice and stuff about how to storyboard and make a show. So I appreciate all their input and just being cool.
Next question. Love you guys and love all the animations you put out.
Thank you.
I had Dark, Dark, Dark on a loop projected on the side of my house for Halloween as a decoration. Wow. If you have a picture of that or a video, please send that to me because that sounds really awesome.
I want to see that.
I especially love Zach's Candy-Coated Cackles Halloween mixtapes. Any updates on a possible new one in the works? Oh, cool.
Awesome.
Well, if anyone doesn't know, I used to make these mixtapes for Halloween, and I would draw the covers to them and kind of put them on a download link. And this was all before Spotify.
Yeah.
So you would be getting a zip file with like the MP3s and stuff. I would cut in like quotes from horror movies and stuff like that. But I did like 20 of them or something.
If you needed any piece of Halloween music, Zach would find it.
Yeah, that's one of my obsessions is Halloween music. But I keep finding new stuff, so... You
were going to make a new album for 2021,
yes.
But we were too busy making Dark, 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 so that was your main priority.
Yes, so that's why there wasn't one this year, but I have all the songs picked out, so next year I will probably do one, because...
You'll have a lot more to pick from, too, I'm sure.
Yeah. Next question. What would Snag and Rawhide's favorite foods be?
Well, Rawhide is not a picky eater. She would probably eat anything.
Yeah, she's a little gremlin child.
Yeah.
Snag thinks he's classy, but he just likes burgers and fries and whatever that weird slop he ate in the pilot was.
Yeah, we don't know what that is, but he was all for it.
Snag thinks like a malted milkshake is like the pinnacle of cuisine. Gone Gulch has astoundingly good sound design, an aspect I feel is super underappreciated in animation that can make or break a project. How much coordination does it take to properly do good sound work, or can it be a one-man ship if need be?
It's a good question.
First of all, thank you for liking the sound design.
Yeah.
I did it all. So in college, I had a sound design course, and that kind of taught me a little bit about it. Obviously, I'm no expert, but I have an idea of how it should be. It's all about kind of layering stuff, and this is what Carl told me also, because he likes sound effects too, and he says it's all about layering. Mm-hmm. So that's kind of what we did with Gulch. Like, if someone gets punched, it's not just one punch sound effect.
It's like 4.
It's a punch sound. It's like a crack sound. It's like there are these sound effects that I really liked called wet impact, and they sound super violent. And every time the mayor gets hit when he's like the piñata is the wet impact, and it sounds so like so rough. That's kind of what I think about sound design. And then we had Bob on to kind of help us with that, and he said the sound design was fine, and all he had to do was kind of mix the levels, which is something I don't understand as much. I guess it's more of a technical thing. Mm-hmm. If a character's talking, kind of bringing the voice up and bringing the background sound down a little more. He helped a lot with that. He also helped on Dark, 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 which was very sound-oriented.
Yeah.
But I agree. Sound design can definitely make or break something.
And it's very overlooked.
It is, yeah, people don't really notice it.
It makes it such a difference when it's done correctly.
Yeah. Question for Tara. Did you create a model sheet or something for you and Zach as background characters for the Mickey Mouse shorts? Because I swear I have seen something like that.
I've definitely drawn me and Zach in an episode, but I didn't do it first. Paul Rudish drew me in the Tokyo Go episode along with Andy Siriano, who was designing at the time, and himself as these punk rocker guys, and he just said, draw these. And we're just like, but it's us. And he's like, yeah, put yourselves in there. And we're like, oh. So we had to like go off his designs. So it was really awesome that he did that. But then, later, I think in the...
Is it Adorable Couple?
Yeah, Adorable Couple. Paul was like, oh, we need 2 more people on the back dancing. Who should it be? And I was like, I don't know. An animal pair? And he's like, just make it you and Zach. And I was like, oh, okay. I'll do that.
You made me a bird.
Yeah, you're a crow.
Crow, and you're still a little bunny.
Yeah, Paul drew me originally as a bunny because I like Oswald, but it's a bunny with down ears. So he was like, you're always going to be the bunny. And I was like, cool. But I drew Paul one other time in the show as himself as a Goofy character in the 3-legged race.
A Goofy dog?
Yeah, Goofy dog version of Paul.
Not a Pluto dog.
No.
There's 2 types of dogs in the Mickey universe.
I said Goofy dog.
Yeah.
But yeah, he has his Hawaiian shirt and his beard. So, but yeah, there's lots of cameos in there of people on the show.
Next question. Will there be a sequel to Blenderstein? Probably not. I think at one point I was thinking of doing one after I finished that film in like 2011. But no, there probably won't be a sequel, but we might try to do something with those characters, maybe. Favorite animated movies? Were there any particular ones that inspired you to enter the animation industry? There's a lot.
A giant question for anybody in the industry.
There's a lot. I don't know. I've always loved Nightmare Before Christmas. I remember getting the DVD to that, and it had like the behind the scenes making of.
I saw it in theaters.
Oh yeah, you were lucky enough to see it in theaters.
No one knew what it was. I was like, hey guys, do you guys, like when I go to school, I was just like, do you guys get those Burger King watches? I got the glow-in-the-dark Burger King watches. And everyone's like, what are you talking about? I'm like, Night for Christmas. You guys go see it? And everyone's like, no. What are you talking about?
Yeah, it didn't do well in the theaters.
It didn't do well. No one I knew saw it. And then the VHS tape came out with the black box. And then people started noticing it. And I was just sitting there all mad that no one knew what it was.
I saw it on VHS. My parents just came home with this black clamshell.
I was super into anything animated, so I have lots of influences in different ways. So I don't really have favorites, but I did watch certain things a lot at different times in my life, so I can't really pick one. But yeah, the Ghiblis.
Kiki.
Yeah, I love Kiki and Totoro. And Lupin were my go-tos as a kid, and... That's
just crazy to me that... Because you were telling me that you would rent those movies from the library.
Yep, in LA, yep.
I would have never seen those, because I grew up in New York, so not the city, Long Island, not as cool. But I would have never been exposed to something like that.
Yeah, my mom would always go to Hollywood video stores on this, like the Hollywood Strip, and we would see all these international movies, and she would always get the kid ones for me. And some of them were Totoro and the Lupin, Cagliostro, and Kiki.
That's really cool. Yeah, we just got like Ninja Turtles and Smurfs and stuff.
I mean, I liked all that stuff too. I mean, like I already said, Dexter and Powerpuff and Samurai Jack were my go-tos as a kid that I would watch nonstop.
Yeah, same here. The Nicktoons and Looney Tunes.
Oh yeah, Looney Tunes was like my first like obsession as a 5-year-old. Like that was my...
Oh yeah.
It was always on. It was on Cartoon Network before Cartoon Network was like really a channel, and that's all they played. And I just wanted all the art books. The only cartoon crush I ever had was Daffy Duck when I was 5, and I don't know why.
Daffy's pretty hot.
But yeah, that was like, I was super obsessed with Looney Tunes as a kid. I had all the art books from the library and stuff, and I wanted to draw them.
Oh, one thing that kind of reminds me, one thing that definitely kind of inspired me to want to do animation was Toonheads.
Oh, I love Toonheads.
Which, if you don't know, Toonheads was a series on Cartoon Network where they would play Looney Tunes shorts, but in between, they would kind of give you a history lesson about certain cartoons and how Bugs Bunny was created, and I would always watch that and just be like astounded, like,
it just
wow.
taught you that it was made by people.
Yeah.
And that it took a certain amount of time to make it, and like it was just people doing it as a job, and it really cemented the fact that I could do this.
Yeah. I think some of them are on YouTube if you want to look them up. Mm-hmm. Okay, final question. All right, this one's a bit of a doozy, so prepare yourself. But opinions on
donuts.
What? Okay. That's my favorite dessert.
Yeah, donuts are.
They're one of my favorites. I don't eat that fast in general. Like, I'm a very slow eater, but if it's donuts, that's one of the foods where I'll inhale it.
I have seen you eat a donut pretty fast. I love donuts as well.
I think my favorite is the Homer donut, though. I always love the Homer donut. I always need a pink donut with sprinkles.
The Homer donut, yeah. I think at Universal Studios they have those giant Homer donuts.
Yeah, I had one of those. They're very indulgent.
Those are good. I always loved chocolate frosted, and I
like eclairs too.
Eclairs are good. I was never too crazy about the cream.
I like
in the middle, but I love the blueberry cake donuts too. Those are great with coffee.
I like all the mom and pop shops here in LA, but then when we went to New York, it's just nothing but Dunkin'. So I was like, oh.
Right, yeah. So one thing about donuts for me is I grew up in New York, and really the only donut place is Dunkin' Donuts. So I would watch movies and TV, and you'd see people with these pink boxes, and I always just thought like, oh, that's just because they didn't, they couldn't get the rights to Dunkin' or some other company, and so they just have a random pink box. But then when I came out here to LA, I was like, oh wow, all these mom and pop donut shops, which are way better than Dunkin' Donuts, just have these pink boxes, and I was so happy that the aesthetic was real.
It's real. There's a pink box.
Do you remember that one time you came to New York and we got some munchkins from Dunkin' Donuts, and we were going to go to the park and eat them?
Yes. We walked all the way there, and as we were going over the fence, this little teeny fence, you dropped them all on the floor, and I just started laughing, and you were like so mad that you dropped them.
I wanted to eat donuts in the park.
But it wasn't going to happen. I just thought it was funny. I just laughed at it.
Well, thank you for sending in your questions.
Yeah, thanks for all of the fun ones. We always love getting them.
And thank you for watching our stuff, for watching Gone Gulch. I can't believe it's been a whole year since it was released.
Super crazy. Yeah, we definitely want to make more, and we know it's a long process, but we're happy that you guys are sticking around until we can make more, so we appreciate that.
The best way to support us is to join our Patreon. We have a lot of stuff planned this year for that.
Thank you.
Have a good one. Thank you.
Be safe.